Welcome to the Tavin Dillard Podcast, y'all guys. It is a brand new season of the podcast. We turn it into season 12s, and it's the Christmas times of years, y'all guys. So I'll just tell you right now, if you want to check the show notes for all the opportunities, if you need to do some last minute gift buying, feel free to do that. But I want to get right into this today, which is, a phone call. I decided to call my buddy Brent Reaves and just catch up, because sometimes around the holidays and this times of years, it's good just to slow down and catch up and check in on folks. So I hope you enjoy this phone call. Here it is, me and Brent. Merry Christmas, y'all guys.
Hello?
Hey, Brent, it's Tavin. What's going on?
Hey, Tavin, how you, bud?
Good, man. This is a good time?
Oh, yeah. Everything's good.
Good, man. It's the Christmas times, and I just finally got a break. I went out and got my tree here just in the last couple of days. And you got your tree up yet?
We do, man. We've got it up. It was I was actually duck hunting last weekend, and I came home, and the girls had it up. It's sitting pretty in the corner, all decorated up.
That's like magic. You leave, and then you come back, and it's done?
The same thing happens with dirty clothes. I put them in a pile at night, and like the nenext day I get up, they're gone. I look that afternoon, they're in the closet. It's magic.
You live in an amazing house. I hope you know that, because my socks surely don't wash themselves. I ain't saying you're saying that yours wash themselves, but
I don't know what happens.
Yeah, no, you don't have to ask. All you know is that they clean and you smell good. So
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, is that a fake tree?
It is.
Okay, when'd you go fake?
About 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I love the smell of trees. So you know what I do?
What?
I put the tree air fresheners inside the tree.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
There you go. Because you could, I went and got a real one here last couple of days, but I know that you can save a lot of heartache by just taking, I got a buddy, he paid like upward $75 for a fake tree, but that lasts year after year. So I get that, because some of them ones you fresh cut are $75 for one-time use.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we got a fireplace in there where we like to put the tree, so we don't want to put a real tree close to the fireplace, for safety.
Yeah, it's one thing to have a burn pile in your front yard. It's another thing to have it in your living room.
It is. It changes the whole atmosphere of Christmas. It turns into a camping trip, really. Yeah,
and I mean, if you want to camp on Christmas, I say more power to you. But if you weren't expecting to, boy, it makes it pretty sad. And usually, I mean, if you losing a tree by your fireplace, you losing them stockings 100%.
Oh yeah, that's the first thing to go, and then the presents. So
yeah, you hang them by the chimney with care, but you don't put the tree far enough from the chimney with care.
Yeah, that's right. You'll have an issue.
Yeah. So where'd you go duck hunting?
I was up in Wynne, Arkansas.
Yeah.
With my friends up there. It was cold. We got a bunch of ducks we're gonna have, and some geese. We're gonna have a Christmas goose.
Oh man, that's a beautiful thing. Hey,
I can't wait.
What time do you have to get up? What time do you really got to be eyes open? Like, bang, it's time to go duck hunting. That morning of the hunt.
4:15 every morning.
You're up at 4:15.
Up at 4:15, coffee's making, getting my boots on, getting everything ready, and we'll be out in the woods or out in the fields waiting on the sun to come up about 6 o'clock.
And like clockwork, them ducks start just zooming in there?
Here they come. That's the plan. It doesn't always work out like that, but that's the plan when we leave the house. Now,
you closer to Stuttgart, ain't you?
Not far. About an hour and a half away.
Well, how far is Wynne?
It's about an hour and a half away in the other direction.
Oh, okay. So, because Stuttgart, that's the trophy of the world right there, ain't it?
Oh, yeah, that's where all the ducks are. It's the duck and rice capital of the world.
Man, what else do you need to eat for supper?
I mean, duck and rice, there you've got it.
Good
Get
to
some
go.
Sweet tea and you're good to go.
Oh, maybe a bottle of ketchup. I don't know, depending on how you like your rice and duck. But hey, so how come not Stuttgart? I mean, if that's if you live as close to the duck capital of the world And then duck hunting and wind. Is it just not that much different? Arkansas hunting's Arkansas hunting.
Arkansas hunting is pretty good, just about any direction. They just happen to be the folks that claimed that name first.
Oh, I hear you. Okay, like the world's best cup of coffee, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly.
I got
and you. It's good. Don't let me say they're good folks down there, and they got lots of good hunting. But there's good hunting in a lot of places in Arkansas.
Got you. Now, you got the. Do they call it duck camp when y'all are all hanging out? Because I know they got deer camp and squirrel camp. Is it basically anytime you hunting with a group of folks?
It's kind of seasonal theme. It's a seasonal thing. We can go to the same woods. You're gonna say, "Where are y'all heading to the duck woods this weekend?" And then if it's deer season, are y'all heading to the deer woods this weekend? Or if in the springtime, you'll say, "Same place. Are y'all heading to the turkey woods this week?"
Okay.
It's kind of goes with whatever your main animal is you're chasing.
But then, what if you see a deer in the duck woods?
It doesn't counteract. It's not like a Diet Coke and a Snickers. It don't cancel each other out. It's still good.
Okay. Because, I mean, that's like the nursing home where cricket works. It's like, if you say, hey, you going to the Valentine's banquet, I mean, when you're talking to like an old person, they know, well, that's the nursing home, but it's Valentine's, and that's, or you going to the Christmas cantata or whatever they call it and like, oh, well, you going to the nursing home. I mean, this is if you talking to people that work at the nursing home or live there. It's like, hey, you going down there to the thing? And it's all the nursing home, but depending on what season it is. They getting ready for a Christmas thing down there, this month.
It's the decorations that make it different, ain't it?
Yeah, it's decoration, the music, and then what do they call it? The main event is, if it's Christmas, the arts and crafts, that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. Well, you wouldn't be singing Christmas songs at the Valentine's banquet.
No, Doreen Fundle would, but she got other things going on. But you're right, for the most part. And I don't know if they got Valentine's songs. Well, I guess they got love songs or whatever kind of thing. But right. It ain't just like one Valentine's Day song like Christmas. It's a whole season of songs.
Does Cricket have a favorite event down there?
She don't hate the Christmas stuff. Not she hate any of it, but when you got a couple of very mischievous residents, there's going to be something every time. Where, like Doreen Fundle demanded a couple of years ago, everybody call her Santa Claus. And, like, they had to address her Santa Claus. And she got these little sweat breeches on, red sweat breeches. And she got sticky fingers, so you always think it ain't just about her being called Santa Claus. She trying to collect people's presents, or something like that, instead of give them out. And she got the right to, because, she's Santa. She got a better plan than everybody else. So, it's always never a dull moment, Brent. Don't ever hear me say that when it comes to the nursing home. But I think Christmas, it's going to be a busy one, because then you got family members coming in. Family members don't necessarily make it to a Valentine's banquet, but they show up to see, folks they know do a little song or whatever, or make a little Christmas angel craft or that kind of thing.
Well, the nativity is a big draw too every year.
Oh yeah, the live nativity. I don't know. I think they're just going to do it in front of Second Baptist Church this year because they tried it at the food court at the mall. What was it last year? The outlet malls, and there's just a lot of moving parts, and we had that taxidermied animal there, and I think it
was kind of chaos.
Yeah. So they say in Second Baptist, I don't know at what point you stop putting a number in front of the church. I never seen an 11th Baptist church. I think at that point it's like, well, now we Fellowship Baptist or whatever. But the Second Baptist, they're talking about putting one out there this year. And Nita McKinney and Neil and Danita, they run it. They good people. So they'll get the animals. But it ain't always a donkey and a sheep. It's just whatever they can get, and people get the idea.
Well, does Brett ever participate in it?
Not by design. Like, nobody asked him to participate. If he's in trouble, sometimes, and they ain't got anybody for the 2 a.m. shift, maybe they tap Brett and say, hey, you know what? You kind of owe us, so if you want to be in less trouble in town or with the law, stand here and put this thing on your head and wear this little little outfit, and do not move, and do not take any of the stuffed animals. Don't try to take off with a real animal. And then they got a little snack bar behind the nativity, hot chocolate, that kind of thing, keep them warm during the night. And he can have that while he's there, but he can't take home like the whole table. So yeah, he'll mix it up. I don't know what his plan is this year, but that's par for the course. I don't know if you have family members where you're like, well, if they show up, we'll see them, but you ain't trying to hunt them down. So.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So that's.
We don't go out of our way just to kind of to flag them down.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, well, if they, you don't go poking a hornet's nest kind of thing, because then all of a sudden they're like, well, no, we don't have any plans. I'll be over there at 5, and we'll bring the sleeping bags, and we'll stay for 2 weeks. And all of a sudden, you in it, So I ain't gonna do that. But are you done? Are you done with the hunting for the Christmas season, or you got more to do before you open your stockings?
Got a little bit more to do. I'm going to travel up to Montana, see some friends up there that I work with, and we might do a little bit up there. You can't never tell, but it's really cold up there, so I got to take all my socks and my warm clothes and do a little visiting and come back and get ready. Try to be extra good between now and Christmas, so
yeah, Brent,
we don't get knocked off the Christmas list. You know what I'm talking about. Brent knows what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Well, you retired from law enforcement, and now you think maybe you busier than you was before?
I travel so much more, and I work so much more now than I did then. But it's good work, it's fun work, and I get to be outside and visiting with folks and having. In the woods and doing the things that I love to do. So it's really not work. It's just projects.
Yeah.
I call it projects that I got.
Yeah. You get to travel and hunt and talk to people.
And talk to people. I sure do. Yeah. And I was a policeman for 32 years. So hopefully I'll be a hunter and a fisherman for another 32 years.
Boy, that'd be great. Hey, now you had to talk when you was a police officer. Now, like a basic conversation, you think your conversations up in Montana next week are going to be more pleasant than some of your conversations you had as a police officer with folks?
Oh yeah, for sure. They will be, because there's most folks. When you're talking to when you're a policeman and you get called to go somewhere, they're not trying to share good news with you. Somebody's aggravated or mad about something.
Yeah.
And so their tempers sometimes can flare, and folks can get a little ugly sometimes.
It's like you ain't stirring the hornet's nest as a police officer. You showing up and somebody already stirred it, and you trying to get the hornets back in the nest or whatever.
Trying to get them back in there and calm down. That was always my goal.
So you can walk into like a Montana in your retirement work a little more relaxed. You're like, boy, this probably ain't going to be no argument when I just say hello to some hunter in Montana.
Yeah, right. And if I'm in a room somewhere and folks start duking it out, I can just kind of get up and walk out. Or I can just sit there and watch and drink my coffee. I don't have to participate.
That's true. Or you could get in there and DDT one of them and figure 4 leg lock the other one and show them who's what.
Yeah, what I like to do is kind to get an idea of their skill level. And if I feel like they're on like a level 3 and I think I might be a level 4, I will go in there and get amongst them then.
You got to size them up. I do that on the softball field too, where I'm like, okay, these guys look pretty good. I may try to have them hit me with a pitch so I can just get on first base automatic.
Just lean into it.
Yeah, lean into it, or just drop the bat right there and try to steal first base. So, I mean, there's all kinds of strategies you could use to try to get a leg up. And I don't think there's anything wrong with knowing who you up against.
No, that's right. You got to assess each situation and try to put the odds in your favor. That's how you win.
Yeah. Well, that's basic life 101 right there. You got
it is.
And if you don't have that, boy, you just on the receiving end of too much, where people are just telling you, well, this is what you got to do now. And you're like, wait a minute. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Hey, do you and your family, y'all go get your pictures taken with Santa Claus before you head off for the holidays, or what do you do with that?
We have before for sure. We've got lots of photos from back in the day when of us and Santa Claus, and me and Santa Claus when I was a little feller. And I wasn't really ever just real little. I was just a lot younger.
I got you.
And
you always had that beard?
Yeah, I have since about the third grade.
Third grade. Yep, there's some fellas that really sprout up around third grade, my neck of the woods too.
Yeah.
Now, where did you go? Where was Santa Claus when you were a kid? What store or where did you find him? Town parades?
He would be at the OTASCO store.
OTASCO. Yeah.
And OTASCO is short for Oklahoma Tire and Supply Company, and it was like a Dollar General in Arkansas back in the day before there was Dollar Generals down here. OTASCO was the place to go, and there was one in downtown Warren, Arkansas.
Yeah, I remember OTASCO. There's one in Russellville, Arkansas too.
Yeah.
I feel like they had toys in there, but maybe they didn't.
Yeah, you could buy Christmas in an Otasco store. You could buy tires in there. You could buy bullets to hunt with, and you could buy Christmas presents in there. Man, it was good. And I kind of live in the past, Tavin.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell, we got a Dollar General not far from our house, which I think everybody can say that now.
Yeah.
Dollar General not far from their house.
Right.
But I would tell Alexis, she'll say, "Can you run to the store and get something?" I say, "Yeah, I'll just run down here to Otasco." And she says, "Where's Otasco?"
Yeah,
old habits are hard to break.
Now at Otasco, where did they set the Santa Claus? In what section of the store?
He was back in the back in the left rear corner where washers and dryers were.
Man, that's when you know it's serious. They got washers and dryers because Dollar General's selling them washers and dryers other than like hand towels. You dry your own.
Exactly.
Boy, wouldn't it be something you walk in that Dollar General in the back left corner and there's Santa Claus, this week?
It would be. It would surprise me.
I bet you'd sit on his lap, wouldn't you? Take a picture?
If he'd sit still long enough, I would.
That's true. Yeah, I remember that. Walmart's had some setups too, where they got the little picture section where they drop a background behind you.
Oh yeah.
You talking about different occasions or holidays. Boy, they got your Easter backgrounds, they got your 4th of July backgrounds, and they got your Christmas backgrounds, and you just get in there. And they had the little carpeted platforms to put your elbows on so you could put your fists underneath your chin. You remember them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and look handsome and natural. A very natural pose in some shag carpet.
Yeah, it's very natural. And then they're like, smile this way. And then they put another one of your heads floating next to you up in the black background, and you looking sideways.
It was like you was thinking about yourself.
Yeah, like a peekaboo. Oh, there I am again. I can't get myself off my mind, kind of thing.
That's right.
They could have easily taken like a picture, like your mom or your granny or Mima or somebody, and put her up there like, oh, I'm thinking about her all the time. I bet if a mom knowed about that, she would have made that request to the Walmart's guy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but you can get dressed up down at Walmart, and would y'all get dressed up? I mean, you put on a clean pair of overalls, or did you dress something like you get on a full-on sweater or something for the pictures?
Sometimes we, like if we was taking the pictures for the church directory, we'd have on full-on coat and tie.
Oh, yeah, the church directory, that's a different thing, too, than just the regular Christmas photo. But church directory, they sometimes come down to the fellowship hall and everybody show up, and I guess it don't look out of place because people are dressing up for church anyway.
That's right.
But I tell you, you out of place if you walking into the Otasco in a Christmas suit. People know what you're there for.
Yeah, if that's exactly right. You're there to get your picture made, and you never know how you look until you get your picture took.
Yep, and then you find out. I don't remember. Was it next day? I mean, it ain't as fast as it is today.
They would pick it up. We would get our picture made down there, and then we'd pick them up at the drugstore where they developed all the pictures.
Oh, yeah.
That's how we did it down there in Warren.
And in Warren, did you have to ask somebody behind the counter, like give them your last name? You say like Reaves, and then they got to look you up in the R's and get your package? Or could you fiddle through it yourself and just find your own?
No, you just walk in there and say, Mama sent me in here to pick up our pictures, because they know who I was, and they know who Mama was, and they just reached and got them.
There you go.
Hand them to us, and she'd come in and pay them later.
So every kid could walk in there and say "Mama," and that feller behind the counter would be like, "Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about." And
yep, they know exactly who he's talking about. And also, it kind of worked against you sometimes, Tavin.
Yeah.
Because if you was cutting up and being ugly or being a little mischievous, they'd look at you and say, "I'll see your mama here after a while. Y'all better tighten up over there."
Everything ran through the OTASCO is what you're saying.
Lots of stuff did.
Everybody that needs to be seen is going to wind up there some point in the day, and you ain't going to be able to get away with nothing.
Oh no, not in there.
Man, did you find yourself shaping up a little bit before Christmas times, or did you just hope not to get caught every time of the year? Or how did that work?
Oh yeah. It was my goal. Whatever I was after that, whatever I wanted or my main goal was to get, I tried to be just good enough to get what I needed, but I didn't want to go kind of overboard and kind of set the standard too high.
Yeah.
Because then they'd be expecting a whole lot more out of me, and I had things to do.
Yeah, people know what you're capable of. Then all of a sudden they want to see you do what you can do. Like, well, I get around a bike ramp and word gets out. Folks are like, well, why don't you try this? I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to, I got other things to do today than put on a show. This ain't the circus kind of thing.
Exactly.
I got jobs to do. Wow, the OTASCO. That's been a while.
How's that truck? How's that Ranger doing?
Boy, it's been a big difference. So I had was last 7 days, 10 days. I went with Cricket. Her granddaddy, her family, they had this idea of, we gonna go fresh cut these Christmas trees or whatever, and boy, it sure make a difference hauling home a Christmas tree in a Ford Ranger instead of a bike.
Right.
And truth be told, I never really tried to do it on a bike. You just say, well, is somebody going to have to help me, or I'm going to have to, Charlie Brown it this year and just find a twig and put a ornament on. But truck make a lot of difference. I mean, you hauling a lawnmower into town and you throw it in the back of that truck, things is looking up.
Yeah, you're turning heads too, because they're saying there goes a man that's serious about his business. He's investing in himself. He's investing in his business, so he's bound to be putting out some good product.
That's a big business thing right there, is putting money back into it. They don't tell you that. At least I went to the school of hard knocks for business, and it's like, you got a little money. You think, well, now I can spend it or save it. It's like, well, you got to turn around and give it right back to the business if you want this thing to grow. And that helps, because I get out to them outside, the edge of the town, next county over, I can get them lawns now, where before it's like, well, I ain't gonna, by the time I huff it there on this bike, toting a mower, it's gonna be next to dark, and I still got to get home. So
yeah, one, it ain't over with then.
Yeah.
You still got to try. You still got to pedal back.
Yeah. And I mean, that's good for exercise, especially if you're getting a hold of them Little Debbie snack cakes, them Christmas cakes. It's good to, have a little exercise, but I mean, that's a lot when you way outside of town. That's a long way. That is a long way. So y'all, do you wrap your own presents? Not, I mean, the ones that you're going to open, but like you buy a present for somebody, you wrap it, or you just hand it to them in the bag? How do y'all do that?
Oh yeah, we try to wrap it. I'll wrap it up. Now I ain't near as good at wrapping as my wife Alexis is. But I wrap it up, and there ain't no doubt. I don't really even have to put a tag on mine. She knows if I wrap that, what it looks like, because sometimes it looks like I did it in the dark. I ain't got the knack to do that.
It's just as long as it's covered
seem
up.
To be really, it's just kind of messed up, and girls seem to be really good at that.
Yeah, you know what people have been doing lately, I notice, is they just throw it in a bag, and then they put like tissue paper on top of it and say, there you go. I mean, that's kind of my speed if I got a bag and tissue paper, but
I got you. Then you got to keep up with them. Then you got to keep up with them bags all year.
Yeah. If you ain't going to do just one and done kind of thing, it's not one thing. It's like, okay, am I treating this like a a fake Christmas tree where I'm trying to bring this out again next year, or am I treating it like a real Christmas tree where it's out this year and I got to find a new one next year, kind of thing?
Yeah, yeah.
But you ain't hunting. You ain't hunting at the forest. You hunting at the Dollar General, at the
That's
OTASCO
right.
for them bags and tissue papers.
Yeah, that's right.
They do have just about everything you need.
Yeah, you can go from dog food drawers in 2 aisles.
Yeah, I mean that's a beautiful thing. You know you're living in the right time in history when that happens.
It is. It's a great time to be alive.
And so, all right, let me ask you this: Christmas morning, you getting into that stocking? What's the worst thing you don't want to pull out of that stocking?
Pecans.
Okay, why? Because they all over the ground anyway. You can get them yourself.
Yeah, this is like Legos. They're like round Legos. Then you're gonna be stepping all over them and doing skating tricks in the middle of the room.
Okay.
So yeah, and plus, I mean, pecans you gotta work at them.
Yeah.
If they already shelled, you're good to go. But you're gonna have me something to eat, and then I gotta beat it up to eat it.
Yeah.
It just kind of, it's not worth all the effort to me.
Yeah. So I mean, hunting is worth the effort to you. All you got to do to go, but like when you trying to get to a pecan, it's something else. Well, okay, yeah. Now people make good money shelling all them. You know, you drop them off and you come back and you got bags of them to eat or share. They all over the place in Arkansas here. You know that.
Oh yeah, lots of pecan trees, and I like pecan. Now, if I was to pull out a pecan pie, that's something totally different.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm just pulling out pecans. You know, I want the rest of it to go with it to make it really good.
Yeah, if there was like a pie tree, you could just pluck one off. I get that too, but it'd take a little more work. So you mad if you reaching in your stocking and you getting out them? What are you wanting to pull out? What's the most exciting thing you can pull out of that stocking?
Oh, I like a Jolly Rancher.
Okay. Watermelon?
I'm a watermelon every time. Watermelon and strawberry. The watermelon is my go-to Jolly Rancher.
That's a good one. You know, when we was kids, they had the blow pops too. They had the bubble gum on the inside.
Oh yeah.
And the Jolly Ranchers, and I did go through a green apple phase. I'll tell you right now, them green Jolly Ranchers and them green apple blow pops. The gum was always the same. It was your typical pink bubble gum in the middle of them. But you remember them? You ever liked the green apples?
I do. I like the green apple, and that bubble gum was good. About the fourth chaw on it, all the flavor was gone.
Oh yeah, yep, yeah. I mean, you can't beat the watermelon. Let's be honest. You can't beat watermelon. I got a friend named Brent Reaves who I think, no, is it Clay Newcomb that eats a watermelon every day in summertime?
He tries to. That's his goal every day. Summertime is to eat a watermelon, and it's kind of the way we travel and stuff. It's kind of hard to do. But I tell you what, me and Alexis did last summer in a 7-day stretch. We had 5 watermelons, and that was our goal.
Well, that's
that was the mark that we set. Now I'm not sure what Clay's record is, but his goal is to try to eat watermelon. Not necessarily a watermelon, but some watermelon every day.
I tell you, it's summertime in Arkansas. Anywhere you look, you could throw a rock and hit a watermelon. So I mean, you should be able to do that.
Yeah, you can't swing a dead cat and not hit a watermelon around here during the summertime, and they're so good.
Yeah, I love a good watermelon. Who's the no salt guy? Is that you or Brent? Or
Clay? Yeah, that's me. No salt.
Oh wow, yeah, I can't do that. I just go. I salt everything before I touch it. Whatever's on my plate gets hit with salt.
Is that right?
Other than cereal. But yeah.
You know, my dad liked cereal, but he didn't like milk. So he'd get him a bowl of Raisin Bran, pour milk on it, and then eat it with a fork, so he wouldn't have milk in the spoon.
Really?
Yep.
So he just liked it to kind of touch it, just say hello to it, but not hang out on it.
Yeah, not hang out. Just kind of like a drive-by. He had a drive-by milk in his Raisin Bran.
Boy, I had a family member that would drop a strawberry ice cream and cornflakes
Really?
I mean, I guess it's all dairy, but it just seemed like you mixing dessert with the breakfast, but uh, different kind of flavors.
Yeah. Now my dad would drink buttermilk right out of the jug, right out of the ice box, but he didn't like sweet milk.
I tell you, I had buttermilk. I think if you grew up in the South, you get exposed to it pretty early. But I remember spitting that all over the ceiling of the trailer.
Yeah, it's got you would think butter's good, milk's good, buttermilk ought to be great, but
Yeah,
that's really not the case.
not in my. Do you like it?
No, I don't. I like to cook with it, but
You,
I don't like to drink it. And Tab and I have seen him come in. We'd be hauling hay in the hot summertime,
yeah.
starving to death for a drink of water, and we'd walk in the house, and I'd get me a cold drink of water out of the jug in the ice box, and he would get a half a gallon of buttermilk and turn it up like it was water.
From a hot day of work to buttermilk?
From a hot day of work. That's right.
You feeding me buttermilk on a hot day, it's like I'm on a naughty list. Like what I do.
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
Man. Hey man, we all got our own taste, I guess.
I guess so.
I like a ice cold Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, those are good.
I did try hot Dr. Pepper last winter. People said hot Dr. Pepper and lemon for a sore throat. And it's good, but I'll tell you, it's hard to take something like a Dr. Pepper and not drink it cold.
Was it like, well, they treated it as kind of a remedy because it had doctor in the name, or did it actually have some properties in there that was helping you?
Well, you know how it is. You got folks that just sit around and say, well, my Meemaw said we do this with that, and you say, okay. So somebody said, that was back in the day, they used to have the recipe on like the Dr. Pepper bottle or something where it's like heat it up, add lemon, good for your throat or whatever. But I think you can get away with it more if doctor's in the name.
Yeah. My grandmother wouldn't let us eat fish and drink milk at the same time.
She thought you'd explode or what?
She said, I remember she cooked a bunch of fish one evening, and she said, what do you want to drink? And I said, I want some sweet milk. And she said, no, you can't have milk and fish, it'll kill you. And I thought she was messing with me. And I said, Mom Sly, that's what we called her. I said, Mom Sly, I want drink some milk. She said, no, you can't have it. It'll make you sick. You'll die. So we drank water and had fish or tea.
Really?
She wouldn't let us have it. No. And I told some folks about that one time, and a lot of folks in the South, a lot of my friends had heard the same thing.
So she wasn't just trying to be like save her milk and say, well, I'm telling the grandbabies it's going to kill them so they don't get into all my milk. Like she believed it.
Oh, no, she believed it wholeheartedly. And so, but we didn't argue. If Mama Sly said it, that's like singing at the table. You didn't sing at the table, and you didn't drink milk and eat fish. Wow. She said so.
Wow. Yeah, Meemaw, she said that when I was a little kid about cookies in her cookie jar, like you'll go cross-eyed if you eat them. But I figured out pretty quick that she just didn't want nobody touching her cookies. Or her cookie jar. I think the cookie jar was more important. It was like had a hummingbird. I had all this like whole scene on it, and they pretty fragile. They got them little lids. They like made out of pottery or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And so there was a short period of time I thought if I had a cookie I'd go cross-eyed, but I learned that ain't true.
Meemaw was saving them vanilla wafers, wasn't she?
She was. She had them vanilla wafers, but sometimes she'd drop other things on there. Like them circus peanuts would find their way inside the cookie jar, and they out of the package, so they get kind of hard.
Oh, yeah.
I never cared for them.
Not me neither. I'd never seen anybody eat one.
Oh, yeah. Well, they end up in places, but I don't know if they get ate or not, but they decoration, but I'm like, just buy some decoration then. Don't buy
at the circus or something.
Yeah. So that's that. Well, anything else going on in your neck of the woods for Christmas? Y'all got any traditions you got to get after before December 25th?
No, we'll have our Christmas here, and then a few days after that, we'll go down to Texas, to Tyler, Texas, to my in-laws, and we'll visit down there and have another Christmas down there, and then we'll come back home and get ready for the new year.
There you go. A lot to look forward to.
Always.
Appreciate it. Well, yeah, we're gonna be around here too. I'm gonna, I'll probably be helping at the nursing home with some of their events, and then I'll probably check out. They haven't tapped me for the live nativity, so I may just be helping how I can. That's probably my favorite part. You got the baby Jesus there, and Joseph and Mary, and the whole Silent Night, which is one of my favorite Christmas carols. I don't know what yours is, Brent.
Oh, let's see. Probably Silver Bells. I like that one.
Oh, that's a good one. I heard the other day that Jingle Bells was not a Christmas song. Like, they didn't write it to be a Christmas song. It don't say Christmas nowhere in it. It's just like, you hanging out in the snow on a sleigh ride.
Right.
And it became...
Maybe it's just a coincidence. It just happens that time of year.
Yeah. And then the grandma got run over by a reindeer. That song, that's for sure Christmas, I'm pretty sure, because that's the only time you talk about reindeers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
In fact, I think they said she was coming home from our house Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve, that's exactly right.
Yeah. So, and then that's how they believe
Should stay the night.
Yeah, I guess that's the lesson. If you out late on Christmas Eve, don't even give yourself a chance to run into Santa or get run over by a reindeer. Stay off the streets.
Safety first.
Yeah, maybe a little eggnog and put your feet up by the fire, but don't put your real tree too close to the fire, because we know how that could end.
If you're going visiting on Christmas Eve, take a sleeping bag or a quilt with you, and just be prepared to stay the night.
That's good advice. I'm gonna remember that, Brent.
Santa Claus knows where you're gonna be. If you ain't home, he knows where you're gonna be.
Yeah. You don't have to overthink it.
No, not at all.
All right. Well, I better get to these lawns today. They pretty much dead here, but now I'm helping people put up their Christmas decorations, their lights. I'm on ladders. I'm doing a little bit to make that jingle. You going to Montana since you're not doing law enforcement, so you got your work. If I ain't mowing lawns, I'm doing this kind of stuff. So we all got our things.
Can I get you to come over and help me with these leaves?
Yeah. Today?
Not today. Just whenever you get a break. When it fits your schedule between now and Christmas.
Okay, you need it done before Christmas, though. Yeah, we can figure that out for sure, Brent.
Okay. I'll get you some gas. I'll put some gas in that Ranger.
Oh, well, I sure appreciate it. That'd be great. Yeah, I'll get it handled, and then you won't even know you had a tree in your yard after I rake them leaves.
That'd work.
Yeah, it'll be good.
That'll be good to have.
My Christmas present to you.
Come on, man. That's awesome. I appreciate it, buddy.
Maybe leave a little pile on the windowsill, but you ain't got to.
That'll work. I'll take care of you.
All right. Well, I'll let you get to it. I know you got to pack for the big trip, and tell the family, hey.
I'll do that. You do the same, buddy.
All right. Merry Christmas, Brent.
Merry Christmas, Tavin.
All right. We'll see you later. Thank y'all for joining me on this very special Christmas podcast episode, y'all guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and Brent, and I hope you have a great Christmas season. Like I said, you can check those show notes for anything I got going on. You can also check out Brent. He's got his own podcast on This Country Life, it's called, on the Meat Eater Network. So you can check out Brent. But I hope you enjoy your time with friends and family. Maybe you need to give somebody a call. Time to catch up. Good time to do it. And hey, if you walk into your Dollar General this week and in the back left corner Santa Claus is there, get a picture. Merry Christmas, y'all guys. Hope you have a great week, great Christmas. Till next time, we'll see you later.